Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks as they take on Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got seen in South Philly a few moments ago. Fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense led out by number 3, Russell Wilson, the franchise's all-time leader in touchdown passes. And the Seahawks, they finished above 500 in all 7 of Wilson's seasons. But this year, a little different. They'll work with a very young receiving core. No Doug Baldwin anymore in what promises to be a tough NFC West. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7, past the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On second down now, it's Carson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit. Give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
So here come the Eagles under 4th-year head coach Doug Peterson. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7, past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw is Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now with 2 all-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard, and he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. And here are the starters for Philadelphia.
And I think we'll see a renewed sense of urgency out of this team this week because they have to make sure they don't waste this homestand. They had a home game last week, lost it. Now they've got the second straight. They've got to take advantage of it, get a win before they head out on the road.
Now they'll try the jet sweep here. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. A look now at the lineup defensively here for Seattle. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season. But boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that ranking they have now because they think that they're better, and they're out to prove it again in this game.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz, and complete to Zach Ertz. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now Wentz. The quick slant caught. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. A gain of 9 there. Sets up second and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? On the toss play, Howard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
And that's a major league loss of yardage and probably loss of momentum. You're snapping the ball to the 1-yard line before you suffer that big loss.
Yeah, you think of losing any yardage from the one is bad. To go that far back, that's a disaster.
And I think the play calling sequence that maybe the OC had in his head, that's got to change on the fly now.
Throwing now is Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
And we expected to have already talked about this unit. We didn't get a chance to hit on the opening drive because they scored so quickly. But that's the kind of unit this is. A quick strike offense. I expect to see them taking their shots all game long. And if that's the case, we'll find ways to talk about this group.
This throw complete. Wilson finding Lockett. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. On the delay, here's Carson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Well, look now at our starting defense. And they come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Howard. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Completes it to Aguilar. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30, 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be third down and about the length of the football.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. First down for Philly. Wentz on target to Hollins. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Wentz escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. And now he'll tuck it and run. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Chris Carson trotting back out there, and he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Howard throwing on 1st down. The ball comes out, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
That's going to be caught by Nick Valor. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Check 53, check 53.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. We own it. We own it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes having the hat trick against them.
Here's Carson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal. Now it's Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Carson Wentz and the Eagles getting set to take over. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. It's complete. It's Sproles. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Again, it's Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily, when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
Guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 38. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Working from the gun, Wentz. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will make this a 9-point lead. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he is out of bounds here on the return. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So we come upon an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. I want to remind you that coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, another good one in store. The Ravens and the Rams from Los Angeles as we put a bow on Week 12. Already hard to believe in the National Football League. Wentz now on first down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. On play action, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now Wentz on third down. This one complete to Sproles. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And that one results in 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Wentz goes underneath for Sproles. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with third and long. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. Wentz going to lead his guys up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now it's Sproles. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. Again, they'll run it. Again, it's Sproles. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the red zone now, Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Howard all alone in the backfield on second and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson got Gordon open, completes it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 43.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under. In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
On 3rd down, Carson. Oh, refusing to go down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quickness guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
This is Carson. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Again, it's Penny. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Wentz. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. Big Al Woods there to make the tackle. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. From the 44, Wentz, the former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Now Wilson on first down. He'll dump it off to Procise. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. To throw again on second down. Wilson, it's caught, Lockett. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's complete to Jerron Brown. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Wilson, he's got the tight end, Vanette. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Again, Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So we'll recount real quick. He had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Fletcher Cox, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again, it's Wentz. And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Throwing on first is Wentz. The quick slant caught. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now Wentz will keep it. And I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. It's a sneak. It's Wentz. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, 3rd and goal from the 1, and they go quarterback sneak, and they expected a surge up front. The surge came from the defense.
Yeah, it looked like there was no surprise defensively. They were ready.
Yeah, totally stacked it up, unable to get it on 3rd down.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So Wilson and the Seahawks down by 15. A little under 2.5 to go. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on 1st down. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. And I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He hits his running back, Procise. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run with Penny. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Left side complete to Lockett. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. And the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on 4th down. To throw is Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets